What's up, guys? Welcome back to It's Me Tinx Live, exclusively on Radio Andy Channel 102. As always, this is our weekly time to talk to each other with a live Ask Me Anything. I want to talk to all of you, so call me right now. It's 844-305-2639. Happy Wednesday. Obviously, I'm messing up my words already. It's just one of those days. It's too cold. I've exhausted all of my coat sweater combos. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it. My face is like burned from the cold. And quite frankly, I've had enough. I understand now, these past 5 years living in LA, and people would call and write and say, I'm really depressed in the winter. And I'd be like, oh, it's not that bad. It's that bad. It's genuinely that bad. And I apologize to everyone who I said, oh, don't worry, it's just a bit of cold. No, it's serious. And I've had enough, you guys. Thank God Peg and I are going to LA on Friday. It's Freeze in LA, which is kind of like, I don't know, all the art people are going to hate me. I think it's Fashion Week of the art world. I think it's an art fair. It's an art fair, but it's like a big deal in the art world. They have them all over. And Peg is in art, so he's going to come stay at my house, and we're going to go to those parties and like hang out, and I've got some work to do there, so it'll be really fun. He's actually never been to my house in LA, which is crazy, because when he came to LA before, I wasn't living there yet, so I'm really excited for him to see it. I'm really excited to just hang and do all the LA things. I'm actually really looking forward to getting back, so that will be really nice. Shout out Peacock Mad About the Boy. We had such a fun time doing our live AMA last week. It was so fun. Peg and Ashley crashed, and that was the best. It's always fun to bring your friends to work events. So that bonus episode will be out tomorrow. And as I said before, way more live stuff coming soon, way more in-person stuff. So just keep listening, because I really want to try to do something once a month to just get together, not a big deal, but just to be in person with each other, because I always I love it. I love to be with you guys. And selfishly, I really do get inspired by when we are all hanging, or someone will say something like, oh, you should do a pod on this, or, oh, I had this idea for you. There's so many good ideas, and I really like to just be in person because it's so inspiring. Yesterday, read a piece on ghosting in the New York Times by an author. The writer's name is Stella Tan. And it was a compilation of stories of why people ghosted. And I think, the general gist is like, oh, they thought it would be easier. They were going through a hard time. They couldn't be bothered, this and that. And I don't know. Did I find it interesting? Not really, because I feel like we already know that. In the intro, she says that, the rampant ghosting that occurs today, per Esther Perel, is a sign of the decline in empathy that we have for each other of society as a whole, which I completely agree with Esther Perel on that point. So reading through all these excuses, I kind of thought maybe she was going to go in the direction of interviewing people who were like, well, I was, my phone got eaten by a shark, and that's literally why I didn't respond. But no, it was just all the same usual shit. Oh, I was embarrassed because I couldn't, I waited too long, or I met someone else, or whatever. All this to say, I don't really care. My advice to this community has, always been consistent and remains the same now, even more than ever. Don't be a person who ghosts. Don't be, because the fact that it's such a society-wide problem means that if you don't ghost, if you send an anti-ghost text, and you are that type of honest person, you are going to stand out even more. It's the same as the we need to be more interesting thing. As people slide into just all being one mega sludge with one brain, unanimous thought, the way that you can differentiate yourself is by being interesting, is by reading articles, is by having an opinion. It's by not ghosting. So, did I find it interesting? Not really per se, but I did think it was just more evidence that if you want to be a cool person in 2025 and beyond, you should have standards for yourself. It's not that fucking difficult. In most of the situations that I was reading about, I was just like, yeah, but you could have just sent a text. It's a text. When you lay it out like that, like, how not confident and how lazy can you be, in my opinion? Obviously, there's, circumstances. Sometimes someone's phone really does get eaten by a shark, this, that, and the third. For the most part, just send the fucking text. Sometimes people ask me, well, Tinx, what if it was like, we went on one date and neither of us texted? That's fine. That's not ghosting. I'm talking about if you're seeing someone, you've seen them multiple times, you're texting, and then you just go completely silent. That's so embarrassing. Imagine trying to explain that behavior to your grandparents, which is like a new filter that I'm using. If you were to say that, they'd be like, that's so rude. Why wouldn't you just end the conversation? Why wouldn't you just be straightforward? It's not that hard. Get into a habit of it. And seriously, you'll stand out more. You'll have better dating karma. And guess what? You'll feel better about yourself and your self-esteem will be raised. I'm talking men, women, whatever, whoever you date, doesn't matter. Be different because, again, it's in this new era. That's how you're going to stand out. Okay, guys, let's take our first caller. Let's talk to Layla. Hey, Layla, what's up?
Hi, Tinx. Can you hear me?
I can. What's going on?
Oh my gosh, I have the craziest story for you.
Tell me.
Okay, I called you about a year and a half ago about how my ex started dating a new girl who was like creeping me all the time. And I'm a singer-songwriter, and I had written a song about her.
Yes.
And you were like, just block the girl, whatever.
I remember vaguely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to blow through the first part of the story because it's not the point. But essentially, things took a turn. She started to also be a musician. Started to like copy everything I was doing.
Oh.
And then on Friday, she went on a radio show that I had gone on like a couple months before and announced live on air that they were engaged.
What?
And I'm telling you, she definitely found the specific radio station through me. And like they were also playing my music on that show, so I think she knew I was going to be listening.
She's obsessed with you.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like having a full-on panic attack. Like my organs like fell out of my body. I was like so upset, not because I want to be with him, but because I always wanted to get married, and he was like, I'm never going to get married, blah, blah, blah.
Classic.
So I kind of come out of my depression.
Yeah.
I find this random guy on Instagram that's like posting like dating content, and I realize he also lives in Toronto.
Okay.
I slide into his DMs. We end up going on a date on Monday night. I get there, and I had texted him saying like, hey, I'm almost there. And I put a dolphin emoji because like my whole thing is I've always loved dolphins.
Okay.
I get there, and he's like, it's so funny you use that emoji because I keep getting dolphin signs in my life, and I just got this dolphin tattoo. And he shows me his tattoo. It's identical to my dolphin
No way.
like, weird. We like hit it off, have the best like first hour of the date.
Okay.
And then he goes, oh my God, look over there. And I look over, and it's the Jonas Brothers.
Where? At the, oh my God, I thought you were going to say it's the girl, and that was really going to freak me out. Okay.
No.
Okay, so it's the
No.
Jonas Brothers. Are you in a restaurant or a bar?
We're in a restaurant.
Okay, so you see the Jonas Brothers. Carry on.
We see the Jonas Brothers, and we end up going up and like talking to them and getting a photo with them, and which was amazing. We're like vibing so well. We go to the next bar. He's like, do you want to make a TikTok together? I'm like, yeah. We make a TikTok of us like lip syncing to the Jonas Brothers, and like now it's like viral on TikTok, and everyone is like, you guys need to get married.
Oh my God. Okay, but this is the best end to the story because I was worried it was going to go in like an even more creepy stalker way. Look, the other girl's obsessed with you, probably will be for a while. That's her problem, not your issue. But now I'm so excited that you have Dolphin Jonas Man. This is the best.
Dolphin Jonas Man. Well, and I'm just so excited because I really felt like I hit rock bottom. And then the next day I blocked my ex on everything, and I was like, I need to actually like fully cut him off. And then I feel like I was like energetically rewarded.
Wait,
for it. So
I'm so proud of you. And I agree because I was going to say like, you need to, if you haven't already, block him and everything. But I swear the universe rewards us energetically when we say, no, I'm done. The universe is like, okay, yeah, I believe you. And here's something else. Like, you can't, sometimes you have to create space. You have to create space in your life for new things to come in. And even if you're just like thinking about someone from your past or whatever, you're allowing them to take up space in your brain. Something new can't come in. And look what you did. And now this is so exciting. You have Dolphin Jonas Man.
100%. 100%. So I just wanted to tell you because I thought it was like an inspirational story because I've been like down in the dumps about dating, like especially in Toronto.
It is. I'm really happy for you. I love Toronto, manifesting that I get to come back this year. The best people. I love people from Toronto. So I'm happy for you and enjoy your new sexy man and your dolphin vibes.
Thank you. And Toronto loves you.
Lots of love, babe. Thanks for calling. Bye. That's an amazing story. I'm obsessed. I'm honestly so happy for her. I feel like sometimes even if we're just checking on someone, you know how you have your little checks. You're like, I'm over them, but I do my checks. Block everybody. Like, but seriously, if someone is taking up mind share and they're not supposed to, block them and move it along. But I love that. That's so fun. I hope she does end up marrying Dolphin Jonas guy. I don't know why I've been on like horror TikTok. So when she was like, we look over and I was like, oh my God, the girl's going to be standing in the window with like creepy eyes or something. But thank God it was the Jonas Brothers. I've never heard anyone so excited to see the Jonas Brothers, by the way. Can we talk about that? But good for her. Happy for her. Okay, let's talk to Leah. Or Leia. Hi.
Hi, Tinx. Did you say Leah?
Yes, I did. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm so well. How are you? I'm watching you on the live. You look really cute.
Oh, thank you. I love that. I love that extra touch point. What's going on? How are you?
I'm okay. I'm calling you because I may already know your answer, but I think I need to hear it from you.
Okay.
It's kind of about the concept of like quote unquote waiting for a guy, but there's some context.
Okay. Tell me the context.
So, okay, I'm 36. I live in Brooklyn. I moved here 4 years ago after a divorce, and like my life here is very fulfilling. It's amazing. It's kind of more than what I had hoped for, even when I moved here. Every bit of my life is like now focused on me, and I really have been putting the work in to grow.
Good.
And I kind of just hoped like a guy would appear so long as I was like living in alignment and like living my most authentic life, whatever.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years ago, I met this guy in the wild.
Okay. Love.
Very handsome. We get along. We make each other laugh. And we immediately started hanging out like a lot, but it never went anywhere physical.
Okay.
Damn, does this guy think we're just friends?
Yeah.
It was confusing, but after a while I sort of just accepted it. And then a year into our friendship, we had like that conversation, the like, what is going on here conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was this like, I love you, but I'm terrified of this. Like, you are so important to me, and I feel like I need to do X, Y, and Z before we go anywhere because I'm going to lose you if I don't do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And that was a year ago. I, at first, was like sort of holding out hope, and then I was actually like, this is making me crazy. We can't even hang out as friends anymore. Since then, we've sort of just been even on and off as friends, but then in the last like 6 months, like very on as friends, and then it's like gone further. Like now we've talked more about.
Have you guys hooked up?
Married, like it's weird. And so all that is to say, Tinx, is like, what the fuck am I doing here? Do I wait for him? He's sort of my dream guy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But he's also not ready.
He's not ready. But wait, do you guys hook up now?
So we've never had sex. We've made out a few times drunk, and then just for the first time the other day, we were like watching a movie and snuggling for the first time and like kissed sober for the first time.
Yeah. I just, you know what I'm going to say, like, it's like, will he be ready in a bit? Will he not? It's like, it's not really you just can't waste time. It's not that there's some goal or check mark. It's not about age. It's just when you look back, this won't be a good use of your time. You know what I mean? Like if it's supposed to come around, it will. But ultimately, you know deep down how I feel about this stuff. I think that if a guy wants to be with you, he'll be with you. And you see, and it doesn't matter about being ready. You see all these guys out here, these broke guys, these guys who like don't have it together. They're if they like a girl, they're still chasing her down because guys don't really care about that shit when they really, really like a girl, ultimately. So I think he probably likes you a lot as a friend. He probably cares about you. But again, like that doesn't really equate to anything. You've now it's 2 years, like kind of hung up on him. And it's not to say that that was a waste of time, but like your time could have been spent, being by yourself. And like, also this is kind of like a hard brain exercise, but think like if you had 5 other people who really wanted to date you, who you were into right now, would you be entertaining this guy? The answer is probably no, right?
The answer is kind of no, and it's interesting you say that because it's been pretty quiet on the man front for a while, and like for the first time in a long time, there is another guy, and like I feel like that's the only reason other guy has like even started to pay attention a little more and like get any sense of urgency around me.
Yeah. I don't think that's fair to you. I think he probably has. I think he's probably getting like friend plus like energy from you, and that's very comforting to a guy. But at the end of the day, it's been 2 years. If he was going to do something, he would have acted on it by now, babe.
It's so true. So what do you do with that? What do you like? He's like a best friend. Like he's very in my life. Like,
you have to take space. You have to take space. You really do. You really do. And I know that's hard. I get it. But until you can fully be over him, you need to take space. You need to set the boundary, and you just need to protect yourself and try with this other guy, go on dates, spend time with your other friends. I know it's tough, but like you have to do it. You have to cut it off.
Oh God. Okay. So we can't even be friends.
I don't think for now, because he's just going to take, and he's going to give you little breadcrumb signs, and it's not good for you. And you know that.
Okay. Ugh, gosh, it's so hard.
It's so hard. So hard. I'm sorry. I love you.
No, thanks. I love you too. Thank you for everything always.
Be strong. Protect yourself.
Okay.
Bye, babe.
Yeah. Thank you, Tinx. Bye.
Yeah, that's really tough. That's so tough. The problem is just like so many men just take advantage of how nurturing women are, and they just take advantage of people's kindness. But then at the end of the day, this is an example of like when men and women can't be friends. And I'm still ironing out my theory on that, because I do think that like there's always like a little crush on one side. And you almost have to like go through that crush and get over the other side if you want to be good friends. Does that make sense? You have to like, one person has to be like, ooh, like really crushing on the other person. Then you work through it and then you're actual friends. That's how I am with all my guy friends. Did I sleep with a few of them? Maybe to just try a little bit. But now we're over that. So it's fine. You know what I mean? All right, guys, super, super quick break. I'm going to be taking lots more calls right after this. So if you're on, stay on the line. I'll be right back.